Hey everyone, welcome back to Transport Fever. This is the Great Western Railway. Riding one of our passenger trains on the Great Dotton. That's the one that goes across the bottom of the map, or across the top of the map. Today we're going to be connecting this to London. So in this fictitious land, the direction this train is travelling now is the upline. I had to look up what upline and downline means. Upline means towards London, or at least towards a bigger station. And this is the upline. So the way I've envisioned it is we are going south at this point, which is actually kind of contrary to what I've been saying the whole time, because the map orientation means that this is actually north. But anyway, this is the upline in this fictitious land going towards the big city. And so what we need to do is extend the line out towards the main city, and it will get rid of the problem we're about to see where the train will just flip in the station. And we've been doing a lot of this over the last couple of episodes where we've been adding turntables and stuff. So I do have a placeholder line that was designed to go this way towards Tolton. So our options are to go that way and treat that way as towards London, or the other option is to treat this as a branch line and then go that way. Either way, we won't be doing the round table thing. So like, for example, if we jump across the diagonal opposite side of the map, which is meant to be like more towards the north, you can see that we actually went through and then kind of destroyed our ability to go off yonder to down, I guess, and by putting in this yard. So we won't be doing that. But, you know, I do like this idea. I think it looks fantastic. And we do have it so that some of the trains actually come into the yard and do a U-turn in here, which is kind of a cool little diorama thing. So they come in and do that. Hill Valley, I mentioned this last time. We do the same thing here. So we can look at this and see how the Hill Valley comes into this area and does a U-turn. I did it short of the turntable here because it takes forever to go over a turntable. They're really slow. But yeah, trains, trains come down and go back out. Between episodes, I just extended this track by about 10 yards because the end of the train was clipping a tiny amount. So I just gave that maybe extra from there to there, extra distance to fix that. All right, let's jump across diagonally back to Casalt and towards London. The whole time when I've been planning this, I plan to go left. And so let's see what that looks like. I actually haven't tried it. The idea is that we are going to take the train down here and actually use time, as in, you know, dead time on the track. And ooh, there's a bit of a hill here. And my goal was to put it into a tunnel, and then do the U-turn in the tunnel. Now you can't put down. Okay, we're in a tunnel now. Okay, this may work. Okay, let's try this. If I do it horizontal, no. Okay, so we'll go down into a tunnel, and it's happy there. And then we're just going to have like a ravine or something over here. So let's come over here, and I want to actually come to the edge of the map. And you know what? 1, 2. So I'm tempted to do that. Yeah, and then what we're going to do is we're going to do this. Actually, we're not going to do this. Yeah, we're going to do that. Press OK. And then we're going to delete that. Oh, okay. Why don't let me do it? How am I going to do this? What I want to do is I need to put down one of these passenger turning around things. It doesn't matter how long it is. Where did my train track go? Oh, I can't see it because it's underground. It's annoying. All right, I'm going to have to put that ravine back. And you know what? Let's make sure this is climbing as soon as it can, because I think I did do it from back there, but I don't want to make this ravine too deep. And so, yeah, so we can actually come out pretty soon. All right, so let's get past those houses, and then we'll start climbing inside the tunnel. I don't really mind how long this takes. As in how long it takes to wind around. And nice. You know what? That can... No, actually, it'll have to be horizontal because it's going to be a station. All right. Now we have that. Let's... Give me some strength. Give me some brush size. Let's do this. And we will reduce the excessiveness of that. And I think some of this town can actually have a little bit of this deleted. We'll bring it down to grade. Oh, we could have a station over here, you know. Oh, we could have a station over here. Anyway, now that we are down at grade, what we can do is put in one of these. Let's not even do that. I'll show you the mod. The mod is, if we go select options, I think if we type in ++, yeah, Spitzhig. I don't know. And this lovely mod lets you put down just these platform-based ones. And yeah, we can put that right there. And we are going to have to do a turnaround track, but I think we can do that. Yeah, let's actually put down a second track. And yeah, this will be the main line. I like this. This is working out well. Sorry, buddy, you lost your house. And around there, and I think, is there a diorama going there? No, actually, I never brought the maintenance train over here. Okay, we've got to do that. We've got to bring the maintenance train over here. So we'll make this, actually, I'm going to get rid of all those tracks to make sure that I get the curve that I want, not what they want. And connect to there, and then this can be a maintenance train thing, and we'll bring the diorama over here as well. Does this have... It does not. It does not have a fake station on it. So same mod, but this time we're going to choose the cargo one and standard tracks, and we'll make it a bit longer. I'll make it 80. Yeah, and we'll bring them over here. Actually, we can maybe do that right away. So maintenance train, track maintenance, here it is. So you, I recolored them purple at some point to make it easier to see. So let's go, you can see they just go to end of every line. Why are you going over there? Interesting, that's actually a bug. That's not actually something they're meant to be doing. So there's one of these has a sequence where it's not correct. So it starts here in the maintenance yard. So add station. So it starts in the maintenance yard, and then goes to Bergen. Now Bergen is be my favorite one over here. That's definitely cool. It goes over here and sits in the side yard here. We've got a nice diorama on the side. Then it goes to the platform. So the yard actually forces it to go through this building, which is really cool. Right, and then we go to the maintenance platform. We go to the maintenance platform when we don't want to go down that line. We want to go down this line, which is fine. Then we go to Swinton, which is over here. And is going into the cargo platform for now, and they can choose either platform. Then it goes back to the maintenance platform. Where are we? This map is too big sometimes. This map actually isn't one of the bigger map types. Then paper siding, so that's over there. So that's incorrect or correct? So, okay, you can go in then out, okay. And then it doesn't need to go across there. Then it goes back to here, through there, Swinton maintenance yard. So it goes back this way again. And this time, rather than going into the station, which is over here, it is actually going all the way down and parking in there. So I don't want that to be directly, that Swinton and that Swinton are too close. So I think this, between these two, is a good choice to go across to our new spot. So let's go all the way over to Casol and the Tolton continuation. And we will, so we're putting this one, add station here. And we're going to call this the Tolton track extension. Put the word track there correctly. Tolton, is it E-N or O-N? It is O-N. These are all fictitious names, completely all made up. And then we want to go back to the yard. So it's going to go back into this one. And then it's going to go through, go over there, that down to the round table one, come back. Swinton Maintenance. We were up at Tolton. We went there. We went through a signal. Okay. Where are you? Oh, that's right. I had to force it on the left because there's this diorama's in the way. Maintenance, in and out, same track. I think, yeah, and then passenger exit. Because if I take them off, if I actually get rid of those, you'll see that it wants to go on this other track. And that means that it kind of destroys the diorama idea because it kind of messes up. So, yeah, we needed to go into the yards, and then on the way back also force it out on that track. All right, and then it goes back to, it went back to the yards. Okay, that was the problem. So, yeah, what needs to happen? So the mistake we've made is we have the yards and we have the platforms, but we're coming from this direction towards the yards. So what we should do is, yeah, we just need to go back this way for a reason. So we've met Bergen, then Swinton on the right, then Boddington Paper. Yeah, so what I should do is these two should be flipped around. So this one, yeah, we really want this paper one to be last. So we get rid of that, I'm not sure if that makes sense, but it does to me. And so what will happen is you will go into the platform, and then you'll be on here. We're going to make sure we're on the right track, which we're not. We want to be on track 1 out there. And then when it comes back to here, it actually can get into the yards. So you can actually go back into there, and then off it goes. Yeah, so it goes through into there and then through the thing and out. Fixed, which means if I got all of that right, bit of a side quest there. Why aren't you drawing? Okay. We now don't go use the Drestoon circle. Yeah, so whenever you see a guy going around one of those things, it means that there's definitely something wrong. So, yeah, so we've got a visit over at Bergen, a visit over at Tolton, and then we've got 2 visits down at Swinton, left and right. Maybe able to get rid of that cargo one. And then, yeah, visit down to Dottington. All right, so then let's manage those lines. Let's make sure that everybody, when they're at the ends, 10 minutes, 5 minutes, that's okay. This one can be 5 minutes. And then this one can be 10 minutes. And then this one can be 5 minutes. So yeah, so that guy will be all over the map, having fun, just visiting everybody and doing stuff, right? Undo. Now it does have state cars and box cars on it, this train, so yeah, we want to make sure that it's doing nothing. All right. So out of interest, that's not what I wanted. I didn't mean to double click that. I need to click on that. Where are you, buddy? Oh, talking of which, there we go. So it is sitting in the station doing its thing. So yeah, that guy will come visit us at the top end of the track. So yeah, I like it when it sits there, and actually I more prefer it when it sits over here. It would be nice to actually work out more combinations where it can go over there. All right, let's finish off over here. will make it look a little bit more pretty. So it comes through. We should put some signals on here. Do I need to put the cargo and yeah, we are going to need a cross. So I think what I might do is put the cross in here, and we'll use that as a way to get across to over there. So we'll come across there first. Yeah, we may actually have to move that, and then this will go this way, and then we'll have back that way. And you know what? I'm going to move that. So this is called this. I'm going to press copy, pause, delete, and let's get a nice slow curve that way, and put a bit more track on there, and then we'll add one of those guys back, and it was this one, and then same thing. Also good, nice. Yeah, and you know, the reason why they're kind of busy is they've got to do a whole lot of explodey work there. That explains that. We've got to do some terraforming, of course, and we'll push that out, and that looks good. And then let's do some gravelification, I guess. Need to put some type of diorama there representing that there's a whole lot of workers or something, but I don't think this area of the map's probably going to get my attention. But yeah, we will come this way, and let's put some signals here. We'll put it before this. This, I think it's as simple as this. Yeah, and then this will be around here somewhere. And that shouldn't be one way. And what are we missing? So yeah, out of the station we should do something. We should tell people, hey, you're free to go. This looks like to me a perfect place for some gantry work. So let's put that there and that there. These are not one way. And we need to put a gantry in, which is this one. And 2 tracks, 0, 0, 19, blah, 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 and line up with the tops of those. Looks great. And then, yeah, let's change our line so that they should go through. Can't see it, and there is 2 tracks under there. And now we need to work out a station. So let's buildings, and I think we are going to put the freight and the, I think we'll put the freight and the passenger. So I'm umming and ahhing because this is a cargo station. It's not a cargo and passenger, which means it won't let you stop. You can't say, hey, I want to stop at a particular station type. If it doesn't match, it'll give you a warning. So I think I need to do that and use build anyway. Yeah. And then I think it's as simple as that. How far do I want to take it off the map? I don't think so. Let's just stop there. You know what I will do is I have this, JK has a version where there's no bumpers. So that kind of fades off into the void. Yeah, so what we will need underground is, because these guys are going to flip across to the side that they need to be on, like, left running, right running. They're going to need a way to come across to the appropriate station. And so signals, one way, yes, and you'll go there, and then out of the station let's do these. Let's do these. So why can't I do that? Oh, because the station's really close to the bridge. Okay, it is what it is. Why aren't those lining up? Okay. And get rid of that second one. And hopefully we can shove in... there you go. So it's kind of... Yeah, maybe I should... They're going to have to do a U-turn. Actually, you know what? This might be a dangerous... So the train length may be a problem. So let's do this thing way out here. Let's redo this. Because it doesn't really matter where they're doing it. So let's make them come this way on the curve. And... yeah, I don't want to put a cross in the tunnel. That's kind of weird. And that goes there. And then that signal, which is a one-way signal, goes way back here. Yep. Cool, cool, cool. All right. And can we make that any better? Actually, I think that's okay. Yeah, I think that's doable. But let's make it, as in, you know, the way that the station's working. Let's just make it look nice. What we're going to do is let's get some trains over here. Let's have some fun and actually see them in action. And then we can do some diorama stuff. So, not a new line. Over here, if I can select on it, the Great Dotton, you are about to get an extension. So this is Cassell down at the bottom, and we are going to come across to the passenger version. You know what I should do? You know what? Change my mind. Delete. Yep. I'm going to put in a normal station because that way I can put platforms on it. So we're just going to go one of these, 160. Ooh. Yeah, I am going to do this. Yep. Changed my mind. Bit random there, sorry, but I changed my mind. Because, yeah, let's have another station down the back here. Do I really want a station? Oh, I keep on changing my mind. Yeah, we do. It'll be fun. So... and... done. And then you come out straight, please. And then station. Oh, it's too long. Done. And then... Actually, the whole thing's wrong. Wait. Because I got the catenary wrong as well. So, buildings, standard, catenary, no. We just need one. No platforms. And then flip it around by 180. And you know what? If we bring that forward a bit, we can actually get the whole thing to fit at 120. Oh, I see at 160. Yes, that worked. All right. Close that, open that. We are going to call this London. It's going to be called London. And we'll call it London... Upper London? Well, let's call it London. I think that's a cool name. And then I'm going to delete the ands, especially considering the tunnel is being weird. And what do I want? I want platforms. I want this one. Configure platforms. This is not what I was expecting to do today, but it's still fun. You know what? I might actually just go for the traditional cargo platform. You can have the OG ones, and then we'll go over the ones that match it. And we'll push this land in a bit. Yeah, 'cause I keep on forgetting I have construction tools. We can do this. Do anything I want. And then yeah. This is easy. This is fixable. Go away. Go away. There's no reason why that has to be so bad. Come on, feather out, feather out, feather out, feather out, feather out. Don't make me do it. There we go. Cool. And then... oh, I didn't put the second track in. And... now, Risky, I've just repeated the same problem I had before, where there's a station that's U-turning on itself, but at least it's not overly close to where everything else was. Yeah, it's better. And then we'll just flip tracks in here. You know, I'm going to do a diamond because they're efficient. Signals, that one way. Done, 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 done. And then this type, right there, right there. And they can't be one way. And this is Casselt. I had London before. Yeah, London. No, it's just Upland. It's the Upland. Upline. All right. There we go. And then I'm going to flatten that out because we'll put a railway crossing somewhere. Yeah, right here, actually. I don't know if I can get a railway crossing here. It might be a little bit short, but we'll give it a go. If I go to the smaller road, yeah, this is pushing my luck a bit. Let's put nothing. Oh, that actually kind of worked out. So let's go that way and that way, and I think we can just do this. Done. Done, and we'll extend that a little bit further. Yeah. And then where's my highway road? Even wider. Nice. There we go. We've got something I completely did not expect was going to happen. And yeah, let's have some fun with some quick detailing. I think I might even be able to hedge this guy up. And maybe around the front as well. It's amazing how doing that to a station just makes it look fantastic. Let's put the cap on that thing before I forget. Wall, platform, and fence. Snap it, please. We need -5. Yep. Is that the right way around? Nope, the pickets are on the outside. You want the pickets on the on the inside. So it's going to be a +5. There we go. And then the other way around. Done. And let's flip that around, flip everything around, and I think that gives us what we want. And lots of connection. And these guys, by virtue of doing that, are going to go get a little bit of mail activity. And a little bit of smooth. You know what? That kind of good. So let's do that. You've seen me do this before. You put in a whole lot of rock walls and it kind of looks pretty good. And then let's go for these guys. Strength not too much, price not too much. Top of the hill because they like being on the hills. And we'll cover up all that yellow because that kind of looks weird. Let's go for a mixture of this stuff in here. And I think we have a very good version of what a town would look like towards London. Come on, making me fill that in. Get that ballast done. It can be over there. A bit of spill everywhere. I think I might put a bit of ballast there. Actually, we'll go ballast around the front here a bit. And I love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Right. So we do have the Great Dotton coming in and out. That worked. And we don't want... Yeah, upland, no delays, everything smack stop time 0, you're good. And then let's extend the line for the cargo. So we're gonna have to turn the icons on for that because it by default only chooses one of the two, so we have to choose the other one. Great Dotton, manage the line, and then when you finish at Cassalt, you need to come over here to cargo. Actually, that one got called London. So one of them was called London, one was called Upland. Upland cargo. You know what? London. I'm going to rename these London. London bound. There we go. Let's call it that. And I didn't need to click on that, but it's an easy way of doing a rename. All right. Let's have a... look-see. Yeah, there's no alternate platforms. They switch out here correctly. And so blue came in and came out, and then my brain's not computing. Okay, yeah, that works. Yeah, that works. Why doesn't anybody ever have to go to the right? So they're on the left. And they stay on the left, okay. And then they switch out there, and then they come back. Oh, it's because they're not stopping at Cassalt again. So when they go through here, they need to, yeah, they'll come across. Yeah, okay, that's what's wrong. And then same thing goes this way, London bound, add the station, Cassalt. Yep. And I think the mistake, yeah, we've got to wait till 4. Let's get rid of that. And I do have a non-standard thing there, so let's put them back to default. I am going to say that you have to stay at the end of the line for 60 seconds. You're like, well, why are you doing that? What it does is it spaces the trains out a little bit better. So, all right, we've got our maintenance train, which I recolored pink in one episode, but didn't put it back to its grey that it's meant to be. I did it because it's really hard to see, isn't it? Yeah, it's a nice dark grey that represents the ballast. And he comes and visits. And then we have our upline. And yeah, right. Should we get a train over here? And while we're getting a train over here, we'll press that fully forward. Shouldn't take too long to see a train. Let's do a little bit more colorization. I think, what can we put in here? So I'm tempted to smooth that. Okay, that's nice and smooth. Assets. What could I put in there? I have been putting down this guy a bit. I think it's kind of cool. Yeah, let's... You know what? I'm going to put them down in there. And... Yeah. Oh, there we go. So let's do this normal speed. So that's our cargo trains visiting. And they actually may drop off some stuff. Actually, you know what we should do? Around town, and they've got space to return, or U-turn and stuff. We do have this delivery place, if I can get it. There we go. This guy. Let's manage the line so that when they're at this end, let's make them come visit over here. Yeah, that'd be cool. And we can probably make it a pickup place. Yeah, so let's choose our this one. Keep it narrow. We'll go half decent length. It's going to be on the ground. 111111000. Town vanilla. Let's give it a wall. No signs. It could be asphalt. And let's shove that. You know what? If it's going to be like that, you can be long. And yeah, that can go there. All right, and then when you go past, we're going to have to turn the thing on to see it, which is this one. When you go past Park Avenue, you are going to go over to here, which is London-bound depot. And they can pick up stuff there. So yeah, so they can drop it off there and deliver into there, or the train can continue and drop off there. And so that should work. So I did it the wrong way around though. See, I went Park Avenue, so it's going counterclockwise. So it needs to be after Victoria Street. Yeah, so it goes in, picks up stuff, then leaves. And they won't have any contention on the signals there. Do we want to play with this and make it a 2-track thing? We do not. That does not work. How about a crossing? Yeah, so that will come across there. Yeah, okay, that's cool. Not that it will ever be active anyway. Look, and then we go past the train, so he's going to sit here for a while. And yeah, so yeah, with this thing, what I was thinking was having it like a little hotel. And it looks like the front didn't come out too well. So I think if we do... Actually, you know what? Yeah, let's do that. And then we'll give it a nice little fence. What you're seeing here is me just playing. As time goes on, this is just how I just have fun doing stuff. I'm going to do that. And then, yeah, I just get to the little area and then have fun making a little story. And you know what? Let's go all the way over here. And they can... Yeah, they can own this piece of land. And then let's give them a nice little piece of grass out the back. All nice and mown. You know what might fit in here? Ingo has a play set. So it isn't flat, but I think we can make some of it flat. Yeah, so that wall's still good. And the play set isn't that big. So under Ingo, where are you, Ingo? Under... what's it going to be under? What's it going to be under? Where's the playset stuff? Where are you, Ingos? I think that's the oaks. Weeping willow. Well, okay, let's put some weeping willows in. I like those. Be big. But where's his playset? So this is the farmhouse and all that stuff. Where is the playset? Playset. Is it under here? Here it is. Maybe? No? Playground. Here it goes. Playground complete. And so Looks like from a level point of view that will work. Let's rotate it so that swing doesn't go into the fence. We'll turn it so the climbing gear is appropriate. And there we go. So there we'll have to put a little bit of dirt under the swings because you've kind of worn the ground out, and same thing goes around there and under there and under there. But there you go, we've got a little visiting inn type thing, and I think that looks pretty cool. Oops, I destroyed that. I'm gonna put that back, put that back. Right, so that's a little bit lower than that, but that's fine. And I don't think we need to put in any I'm gonna say like extra benches and stuff like that. I think it's fine the way it is. And there we go. We've got a little inn. We're heading off to London, and yeah, we've got guys driving past, and we have a diorama that I started this episode having no idea what was going to go on. I'm actually quite proud of myself. I'm glad that I just, let it flow and had fun with it. And yeah, I think it came out pretty good. I'm just going to grab some grass here. So I'm not a big fan of under the trees, how they don't have grass. So you can just use these long grasses over here. I could go the other way and put down weeds and stuff, but sometimes grass is more appropriate. But yeah, I like put little sprinkles of grass over there. And I think this also is the closest I've ever got to a map border. I don't think I've ever done something this close before. But yeah, there we go. So I can't help myself. I've just got to do a bit more, put a bit more there. Well, that was too much. Didn't want that. All right. That's going to be the end of the episode. Don't forget to press subscribe. We are rapidly finishing this map. What I'm avoiding, and I think it's going to be next time, is the Montguthrie yards. And I'm avoiding it because I just don't know how to do it. I think, yeah, I want to put yards in and have at least 3 or 4 rakes worth of carriages hanging around. I just don't know how to do it so that both lines are serviced because of all of the weird point work here. I think the answer is actually to get rid of some of these bridges and completely change it. But yeah, that's, I think, if I don't chicken out, I think that's next time. But let's finish the episode watching some trains come into London. Is there any trains coming towards us? Yeah, I can see one right there. We'll take a ride along this new line. Yeah, once again, needs a bit more fences and all that stuff. But, you know what? I am happy with how that turned out. Yeah, don't forget to put a cheeky like on the video if you got this far. Bit of a long one, 40-something minutes. Quite enjoyable. Looks like the road is clipping through the ceiling there. We're so close to the road that, yeah, the asset clipped through. Yeah, I think this does need to be... Oh, that's terrible, but it's practical. Actually, we don't even need that anymore. Actually, let me fix that. Bulldoze that. And the other one's a bit funky as well. And we see a freight train. And... Oh, we're missing our... we can't finish the episode without the poles. Got to put it in. Got to put this in. Alright, gantry fixed. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time on the Great Western Railway. See you, everybody.